It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
One thing really quick I was going to share that's going to kind of lead into you and Sean that I just spoke about. So some of these stats for 2022 is going to tie directly into what Sean needs to tell everybody.
Oh, I like
So I've got 4 stats. This is just recently. 69% of companies struggle to find top talent. So almost 70% struggle to find top talent. 89% of employers think their team members leave for the money, but that number is only 12%. So why are they leaving?
Wow.
Right? So they're leaving because the job wasn't as expected. It didn't fit their talents or their interests. Little to no feedback or coaching, no career growth. They felt unrecognized, felt overwhelmed, and lack in trust of the leadership. I want to share that with you first.
Yeah, it is. It's so much. And Sean, I know you see this over and over again. It's so much leadership. I think Sean and I talk if we ever lose a client, which we have, if we ever lose a client, we always talk about it. And I'd say probably the majority that we lose is because either they don't want to spend money on finding employees, which we always think is hilarious. It's like, it's literally the thing that makes you all of your money. So to like spend money on marketing, but not on recruiting is kind of hilarious. Or it's that they're like, oh, well, I hired a bunch of people, but they didn't stay. So that's my recruiting with you isn't working because we hired a bunch of people and they didn't stay. And you kind of just want to like hold up a mirror and be like, this is why they didn't stay. Like, they don't stay because you hired, like, yeah, maybe you did hire the wrong person and we can go find more for you, but they leave because of all the things you just mentioned, James, right? It's like, it's not the recruiting, and it's not, they wouldn't have signed up if it was about the money, right? If they didn't feel like the money when they took the job was too low, they just wouldn't have taken the job. So it wasn't the money that caused them to leave, unless what you said you were going to pay them, what you did pay them was different. Then it goes back to the expectation thing. But one more plug, Sean, then I want to have you take it away here before I know you got to go and do some family stuff. But guys, the money piece of it, the nerdy bookkeeping side of it, your customers pay you a few $1,000s a year. Your employees make you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So I think that's all I need to say to help like connect the dots. But over and over again, like even when I'm looking through our clients' books, like they clearly spend more on their marketing than their recruiting, which I understand. Like if that's the juice that needs to squeeze, go spend it. But understand that spending money on marketing doesn't mean shit if you don't have good employees. And so, Sean, take it away. Tell folks how to find good employees and what they should be thinking about before we roll into the new year.
Yeah, I'll do my best. I mean, you cover a lot, but one of the things that happens this time of year is a few things. Number one, it's the best time of the year to get your strategy together, your recruiting strategy. And if I surveyed 100 small businesses around the country, I would guarantee you that 99 of them have no idea and don't even bother with any type of strategy for recruiting. They just kind of wing it. Indeed, Facebook, and that's it. So typically, most of my clients don't do a lot of recruiting in December. They wait until springtime. They get ramped up again in springtime. If you go ahead and Google the best time of the year to recruit, it's January and it's February. You can find that all over the place. It's pretty much indisputable, and there's a few reasons behind that, and especially for our industries. In this country, January 1 hits, and what do? We're going to lose weight. We're going to save money. We're going to get a better job. All these things. That's what we do. The other thing that happens in January is our credit card bills come due. So for all these guys that we're looking to hire, all these hourly wage, blue collar guys that we're going to spend $1,000 on Christmas and other parts, not traveling and going out to eat in December, like we all like to do. They get a $5,000 credit card bill that comes in instead. They start thinking about money. They stop doing things, and they're starting to think, I need to look into a job. So if you think about that, if you wait until March or April, which typically a lot of us do in the industries we're in, it's going to be extremely more expensive for you to find employees. And if you think about it this way, it's supply and demand. What most companies do is they wait and come into the labor market in March and April. So if there's more businesses coming in to recruit at that time, that's more demand, right? That's more expensive. That means you're going to have to spend a lot more money on boosting and sponsoring to find employees if you wait that long. Furthermore, you're going to get B employees, because people that are smart, people that prepare and plan, that we want to hire, they're looking into this in January, and they're looking around in January. So if you start to engage and put a strategy together and begin to engage in December, when January rolls around, and to your guys' point earlier about spending money tax-wise at the end of the year, and vendors, that's a prime example. Spend some money in December so that when January rolls around, you can hire A employees, not B employees, and they'll be much less expensive. So that's sort of in general some of the things behind that. One of the other things very quickly too, if you're able to hire in December, you can still have some of those tax credits coming in too for certain types of employees that you hire. That depends on what you look for and what you're doing. Veterans, for example, if you hire veterans, you can get up to $3,000-$4,000 in tax credits. And cool enough, we've got some things that we're doing right now where we have a really good database full of veterans around the country that we can tap into and start to hire. So we just started doing that recently in this new CRM that we were talking about. So those are just some things to think about. It's going to cost you more money the longer you wait.